Good morning, members of the committee, Chair Claxton and Chair Meyer. Thank you so much for allowing me to spend some time with you this morning. I am delighted to be here to speak in favor of and discuss the implications of passage of LD 1550. Where I'd like to begin with is taking a step back. If you take a look back at the 20th century and large parts of the 21st century, it almost seems as if the system we had in place was designed, architected, and engineered to hook as many young people on tobacco products as possible. There's a saying that every system is perfectly designed to get the results that it gets. When you take a look at the tobacco policy and the architecture that we had in place around tobacco for the last 50 plus years, it seems that much of it was almost entirely designed to get as many young kids as possible to get them to become smokers. It should be no surprise then that rates of youth smoking have been high and have stayed high, even though they've come down just a bit in recent years. That's unacceptable. We know the implications to young people and their developing brains to large-scale exposure to nicotine and other products. But again, when you take a look at the way that we conceived of tobacco products, it should be no surprise that we were left with the results that we got. LD 1550 is an opportunity to change course and make a permanent and lasting impact on tobacco policy in Maine, and therefore, and thereby, affect and improve the lives of young people across the state. I suspect that many of the statistics have already been discussed this morning, but they do bear repeating. The tobacco industry has had a long history of targeting kids with flavored products, and the evidence is clear that flavors play a role in the choice to initiate tobacco as well as the choice of which product is used. Flavors improve the taste of tobacco, and they mask the harshness of the tobacco products themselves, making it easier for kids to try these products and ultimately become hooked on them. That is why ending the sale of all flavored tobacco products is critical to putting an end to the youth smoking problem we have in our state and in other states. Now, other states have already taken action, to say nothing of numerous cities. Maine now has an opportunity to join those who have said that they will no longer tolerate a system that is designed to hook as many kids on smoking and tobacco as possible. According to the latest data from the 2020 National Youth Tobacco Survey, about 1 in every 5 high school kids and 1 in every 20 middle school kids were currently using e-cigarettes. Now again, and as I noted, this is a decline from 2019, which is a good thing, but it comes on top of an unprecedented explosion in the use of e-cigarette use in recent years. What's driving this explosion? It's one thing, primarily, flavored tobacco products. As was just noted, about 8 in every 10 youth e-cigarette users use flavored products. E-cigarettes are sold in over 15,000 flavors, ranging from mint to menthol, from gummy bear to cotton candy. And they are sometimes framed as low risk or even no risk by some members of the tobacco industry, but that's just not true. The US Surgeon General concluded that youth use of nicotine in any form, including via e-cigarettes, including via flavored products, is unsafe. Nicotine is highly addictive and can cause harm to adolescent brain development, particularly the parts of the brain that are responsible for things like attention, memory, and of course, learning. Menthol in particular bears a special note in discussion. There is ample evidence in favor of ending the sale of menthol products. The reason menthol is added is to cool and numb the throat, and thus reduce the harshness of tobacco smoke, making menthol cigarettes more appealing for kids who are starting to smoke because of the less harsh appearance and the less harsh experience they have. Indeed, over half of youth smokers choose menthol cigarettes. Menthol alone is found by the US FDA to increase smoking initiation and progression, increase nicotine dependence, and reduce the success in quitting smoking. I suspect the committee has also already discussed the disparate racial impact of menthol. In the 1950s, fewer than 10% of Black smokers used menthol cigarettes. Today, it's over 80% of Black smokers who use menthols. This is not an accident. Indeed, none of these statistics is an accident. Whether the high rates of youth smoking, the high rates of youth e-cigarette use, their reliance upon flavored tobacco, and the disproportionate impact of menthol cigarettes on racial and ethnic minorities. None of these things is an accident. Indeed, they were intentional and by design. Why otherwise would flavors be marketed in the way they are, in the manner they are, to the groups they are? We have an opportunity today through LD 1550 to change course and make youth tobacco something of the past, not of the current. And that's why the Maine CDC is proud of and pleased to support the passage of LD 1550. Thank you very much, Chair Claxton, Chair Meyer, and to all the members of the committee. I appreciate your time this morning. I'm happy to take any questions as the chair deems.